All right, it's seed starting time. So today we're going for some of my favorite cabbage, which is of course going to be Pak Choi, and I like the baby bok choy. I like the big bok choy too, but these ones are quicker to harvest, so that's why we hurry up and get those going. So one of the great things is I've always wondered what the difference between pak choy and bok choy is. Well, it's actually the fact that the stems on the baby choy and the regular bok choy are green, while the pak choy are white. So that's pretty cool. I mean, they're essentially the same exact plant besides that. So we're going to pop these open. They like to be a 1/4 inch sowed, so we're going to do like we've been doing, and we're going to surface sow them. This one is, of course, going to be a nightmare to open, as per usual. And the pak choy comes from Livingston, so we'll see how those do. And the days to maturity is only 30 to 45, so that's kind of cool as well. Whoa. They're not super tiny seeds, but they're not super big seeds either. So we're going to try to do one per cell, which I doubt we accomplished. Oh, that worked. That one kind of went wherever it wanted. And when it comes to seed starting mix, we're of course using the Fox Farm Happy Frog, and I did add a little bit of the coconut core to it. Well, these packages were not built to have seeds put back into them. There we go. Oh yeah. Got it. But we put a little bit of that coconut core from the pre-filled seed cells from where we bought, these as pre-fills. Then we're going to turn around and do our baby bok choy the exact same way. And I'm just going to put it out there. If you want a container cabbage that you can keep in the house throughout winter, or whatever you want to do with them, because I kept them in cells about like these exactly for a few months. And we had bok choy almost once a week because they were doing so good. So definitely a good container plant if you want fresh cabbage year round anyway. Haven't really tried it with the pak choy yet, but being that they're essentially the same exact thing, that's why we're doubling them up. I would say it probably would work just as good, but I think this pak choy brand, this pak choy that I got is actually the full size instead of the baby one. So we'll see what happens. But then of course, as per usual, we want to add a thin layer of vermiculite to the top of it. And so what I've noticed with this is I don't have any algae from overwatering, and it helps me monitor the watering a lot better. And I've also noticed that everything seems to germinate a little bit quicker, which is freaking awesome. I mean, we had an incident the other day where the entire greenhouse blew over. So everything that I had already started was on the ground, and it was not cool. And so I had to essentially restart all my seeds, but within about 3 to 5 days of me replanting the day after it blew over, we had plants coming back up, and they're actually catching up. I don't know how well you can see them from that angle, but there's snowball cauliflower, collards, Georgia collards, iceberg lettuce, and onions in this tray, and then the other tray is completely full. So we're doing pretty fantastic. And then I did pre-moisten these and then do a little bit of underneath watering, so that way it'll start wicking up from the bottom. But instead of using your spray bottle and the vermiculite, which will make it poof all over the place, just go ahead and water from the top, and that water will spread out all through there, and you'll be able to tell whenever it's all completely watered. Then you turn around and do the same thing with the baby bok choy. And I mean, it's really that simple. Now, when these guys get going and you start seeing their first two true leaves, trying to say that 5 times fast, you're going to want to start pumping them full of nitrogen, because they're of course a leafy green, and that is what the leafy greens prefer. And if you need a video for that, go ahead and check out this one. And if you want to see how these guys do, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you on Wednesday.